Ohio State is a 31.5-point favorite in its final home game of the 2025 regular season when they host Rutgers on Saturday at noon. I'm Steven, that's Stefan, and that's Andrew. And these are our game picks. Stefan, what's your score for Saturday?
Yeah, well, I have Ohio State winning with relative ease. I have 45-10 as my final score. That would be Ohio State covering and just barely hitting the under there. I think Rutgers offensively has some has chances to maybe do some things that we haven't seen other teams do and maybe get into the end zone. That's always a plus that we don't often see when teams go against Ohio State's defense. But I think this is a big opportunity for Julian saying this running game and some of these younger receivers to really have an explosive afternoon. I think we're going to see Ohio State be kind of aggressive offensively, foot on the pedal, and try to get some touchdowns early, some big chunk explosive plays early, and get a big lead as early as possible, and kind of get out of there. Have Julian Sayin sit out most of the second half. Have this starting offensive line sit out most of the second half. So I think we'll see pretty quickly the offense build a big lead for Ohio State, and in the second half, maybe Lincoln Keenels, maybe even Tavian St. Clair lead a touchdown drive or two. So Julian probably accounts for, let's say 35 of these points, and the backups account for another 10. But I have Ohio State cruising, getting into Michigan week, as healthy as possible, as comfortable as possible with its result against Rutgers. 45-10, I have the Buckeyes winning with ease.
The reason why I went is because that was literally going to be my score. And the reason why is Ohio State's averaging 44.8 points per game in the game before Michigan, since Ryan Day took over the offense in 2017, first as the offensive coordinator, and obviously two years later in 2019, he takes over as a head coach. 44.8 points is what they're averaging. They're also giving up 18.6 points per game, but but you take into account that the defense has gradually gotten better throughout the years, and so I just took away essentially the 8 or 9 points away from Rutgers to give them 10 points. Ohio State's handled its business this year, and it's not always a fun watch, which has led to people going, hey, confession, I've not watched Ohio State play a single snap this year, but I don't think they're a good football team. I don't think their quarterback is very good. The takes people are having about Ohio State right now are just egregious. They're just good, and they take care of business every week. There's no funny business with them. Sure, there are times where it's 7-3 at the end of the first quarter, but we also have to take it to the count that the new clock rules mean that a team can eat up 9 minutes very easily if you just get 2 first downs or something like that. And that can sometimes happen, and it can take you a little bit of time to get to a rhythm, but then you'll blink and all of a sudden it's 35-6 or something like that. And that's how I'm envisioning this game playing out. Maybe they don't come out guns a-blazing and they're up 21-0 with 4 minutes left in the first quarter, but over time, you'll look up and it'll have been a one-sided game that Ohio State controlled the entire time. No funny business. Get in, get out, move on to your rival, and move on to bigger and better things. 45-10, Ohio State covers, but it is the most sweated out under you could possibly have. Gillis, are you joining the trend? Ohio State covering, but also it's the under, which has been the theme for most of the year.
I do think we're going under. I don't think Ohio State covers. I have Ohio State 38-10. Kind of the same idea as you guys. Like, I mentioned this on the pod, so please go listen to the pod wherever you get your podcast. But Ohio State could be on their third drive of the game, and it could be 14-3, and there's 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Like, there could really not be a ton of time. We saw that against UCLA, where it was a 2-score game, and Ohio State had a very, very, very long drive that really just kind of ate up a lot of clock towards the end of that first half. It kind of went like, oh no, Ohio State's not going to cover, and well, they did because they beat UCLA 48-10. So I think this is another one of those games where it's just get in, get out, like, don't get anybody hurt, try to jump on them early, and then kind of cruise. But I do think Rutgers is going to show up and have something for Ohio State. I think that's a Shiano-led team. Steven, we were talking on the pod about, kind of that like fake trick play that they ran, which I think was the longest play or the longest run that the 2023 team gave up.
It was the first play of 40-plus yards that they had given up all season.
Yeah, like something like that weird happens, and then I think you're inching closer. It's a lot of points to talk about an Ohio State cover, so I have Ohio State 38, Rutgers 10.
All right. So those are our game scores. Ohio State, Rutgers on Saturday at noon. What channel is this game on?
It's on Fox.
Fox? Is it
It's
Big
the
Noon
big.
kickoff?
It's the big noon game, but big noon's not on campus. Big noon's down the road in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So are Gus and Joel going to be calling this game?
Yep.
Use your words, Andrew.
So.
We were all looking at you for the answer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, they are? Okay. So it's Gus and Joel time for the next 3 games, barring something crazy happening.
Yeah.
All right.
Barring something crazy happening. Well,
I mean,
the next 3 is, I think it's the next.
yeah.
3.
Because
next 3.
they have the Big Ten. No, I think the Big Ten is on CBS actually.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
No. It's on Fox. It was on CBS last year,
Sure.
and I think they're alternating it now.
Well, this week's on Fox.
No. I mean the Big Ten championship game every week.
No, I know.
Every week. So noon 8, as long as Ohio State takes care of business, and if they don't, it'll just be. I mean, it still might be.
Still might be noon.
Yeah, it just kind of depends on some other things if Ohio State doesn't take care of business. But we all picked them to take care of business. See you after the game. Stefan, Andrew, Steven.